Yeah, there are many young people across the country who today learned that they had passed matric and that the beginning of the rest of their lives begin now. Many of them know exactly what they want to do and where they'll be going. Some of them, many of them, have received exemption to apply to university. Many of them will get accepted, but many of them won't, unfortunately, because there's just not enough universities in South Africa. University rejection doesn't mean that this is the end of the beginning of the rest of your life for you. Importantly, it means that you have to look to alternatives, and that's a really daunting task. Many may not want to go to university, but certainly want to find the requisite skills to be able to become employable, but also to contribute to the economy and society. But where to begin? What to look for? What are the options out there? These are really, really difficult questions when there is an information vacuum. And hopefully we can help you solve the information vacuum right now. TVET colleges, technicons and technical schools are one such place to look at, but they don't seem to be very attractive to a lot of people. Why is that? And how do we turn that around? Wade Makalop, who is the marketing director, marketing manager at the Ekurhuleni Artisan Skills and Training College, joins us for this conversation. Wade, good evening. Thank you so much for your time.
Good evening. Thank you so much for having me on your show. I'm very looking forward to the conversation.
Why do young people overlook technicons and colleges, and why shouldn't they?
I think, what comes to a lot of people's minds is we all have dreams and aspirations, and, society may deem traditional academic routes and career paths are maybe particularly more desirable. And I think a large part of it definitely comes from a lot of parents, because traditionally growing up, parents had a particular idea of what their parents wanted for them, and we all want the best for our children at the end of the day. And I think there's a particular stigma, with regards to technical skills, and everyone wants the best for themselves. But I think people tend to overlook the fundamentals of this type of learning and educational structures because they're not exposed at a young age. And a lot of the research that we have done as an institution is that, a lot of teachers within schools from grassroots levels have informed us that, children are not exposed and informed of these type of career paths and opportunities until it's way too late. And it doesn't mean they can't start over, but, we are obviously actively trying and driven in the sense that we want to start people at grassroots and change the perception of parents and students alike that, there's not only one way to be successful. And we are obviously trying to provide, as much education on these types of career paths and educational structures and skills developments where we can expose people to just how successful one can be by investing in their technical skills. And exactly the place to do it is somewhere like EASTC.
Yeah. And so artisan routes are a really, really important route to then consider. But if I'm thinking about, how do I become an artisan? Does it fit with my aptitude? How do I know this is the right part for me? What route in artisanship do I even consider? How do I answer those questions for myself?
Look, I think definitely what we can look at is that, it's definitely, the markets can become quite saturated. And I myself was fortunate enough to study quite a nice, expensive marketing degree. And it took me many, many years to get into the field that I wanted. And it's very competitive and saturated, but people are overlooking the aspect of actually going into these technical routes. So that's why we go into particular areas, the communities, and, we go to lots of schools for career days and expos where we engage matriculants and students from as low as grade 9 to inform them of these pathways that they can take. And I think just as a general societal thing in South Africa, in terms of the context in South Africa, there's a stark shortage of adequately skilled individuals to fill many essential roles associated with building a strong economy, which has been the result of an expensive and inadequate skills delivery system in our country. And the gap is even more visible in the technical and engineering fields. And the situation is even more dire in the artisan skills trades, where there's a huge shortage of skilled trade-tested artisans. And I think a lot of people might overlook the opportunities that are lying within those spaces. And you can actually be very successful. I mean, as Blade and Zamanda had put it last year at some point, he had mentioned that, a plumber in Johannesburg can earn more than a medical practitioner. But the thing is that exactly what we're trying to challenge, and my biggest challenge as a marketing and sales manager is to obviously convince people and to enlighten them just that it doesn't mean just because you've become a technical person, or you've studied a technical certificate or a degree, or whether it's a skills program, you can still be very successful in terms of following an entrepreneurial route. We actually have an active campaign that runs throughout the year called an Artisan Can campaign, where we highlight and shine a light on successful alumni that have come through our college and gone on to either create their own businesses or establish themselves within the industry and becoming more employable and securing a sustainable livelihood and being able to provide for themselves and their families. So I think ultimately, to answer your question, it's just about actually exposing people, and that's up to us as well as the government and the industry to come together to be able to just obviously expose people with critical information so that they can make decisions earlier on, so that they can follow a path route and not feel held back, because not everyone is your traditional academic type. And we tend to maybe just assume maybe they're slow learners, maybe they're not as intelligent as we want them to be, but that couldn't be further from the truth. So ultimately, we just want people to, broaden their horizons, consider looking at different routes, especially if they didn't maybe get into the universities that they wanted. Come do a short course, come do a skills program with us, enhance your skills, because we have a lot of added benefits that we can provide in terms of access to companies, a large extensive database of clients that we work with. We go far beyond just the course, and once someone's completed with us, we offer a lot of support in terms of placing them into the industry, because we understand that vocational upskilling and actually getting hands-on work experience is the real way to get someone invested into the industry.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about the institution you work for, the Ekurhuleni Artisan Skills and Training College, and the sort of pedagogy that you guys, apply in creating the output that you do. What are sort of the programs? Let's talk about it programmatically to crystallize it for somebody that might be considering this route. What are some of the programs that you guys offer as a college that you think is a unique value proposition?
For sure. So I'll just quickly, briefly just cover some of the programs specifically to our technical college. So just quickly to break it down, we have the technical college, which focuses more on your technical skills, and I'll delve into that a little bit. And then we also have the mated varsity, which is your N1 to N6, where we have your engineering and business studies. So with regards to the technical college, where we're offering course programs, we're offering short skills courses that are accredited and non-accredited. Then we also have your skills programs, which are accredited. We have learnerships that are also accredited and apprenticeships that are accredited. These EC is registered at the Department of Higher Education and Training as a private college, and it is also registered at a number of different CETAs, as well as the Quality Council for Trades and Occupations, in respect of many of the trades of which we are offering training in. So just to break it down a little bit more for you, some of our courses with regards to skills training, we have your civil trades, we have your mechanical trades, we have your telecommunications trades, which are like your fiber optics. We have automotive trades, which is like your petrol short skills, your diesel short skills, auto mechanic, and we also have a variety of welding and boiler making courses. So these are trades that are high in demand. As a marketing and sales manager, I deal with a lot of clients within the industry, and they are constantly asking me for placement of these learners. So there's definitely a lot of opportunity within these trades, and it's something that can get people fast-tracked into the industry, where they can gain a lot of experience and obviously cement themselves within the industry. So these are some of the programs that we offer, and then just to touch a little bit on our EC varsity, which stands for your National Accredited Technical Education Diploma. So these courses are accredited courses and are designed by the Department of Higher Education and Training. Native courses are recognized by employers because they give students both the theoretical and practical knowledge. So our native courses also are available via distance and online learning, which is something that is relatively quite new, allowing people from, just far-reaching places to still come in and get involved within these different courses. And just to give a little sense of the advantages of a native qualification is the fact that they are accredited, access to universities, they are skills focused, so that once they reach the industry, they are ready and well equipped, so that there's not a lot of time that the company actually has to put into getting them ready. So they get the practical experience, which is nice. They actually get free access to practicals at our college because we have, for engineering students, because we actually have access to the workshops already. And like I mentioned already, employment opportunities.
Yeah,
that's something that I like to push. Yes.
Yeah, I do want us to at some point have another conversation where we speak to some of your alumni about their experience, their journey, and maybe even to some of your lecturers in the programs that you offer. And hopefully you and I, Wade, can give away a bursary or two to some of the young people looking for an opportunity. But we're going to have to leave it there. Yeah, we're going to have to leave it there. Thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for giving me the platform and for giving us a platform to obviously answer this very urgent call within the society. And we're really looking forward to having people come through and get involved. If I can just state, we're based in Kempton Park, right in the heart of Ekurhuleni, and we're ready to help uplift people and allow them to seek a better life through skills education.
Yeah, that's where we're going to leave it. Thank you so much for your time, and thank you for listening.